What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and it's time to start getting hyped for Overwatch 2 Season 9. This upcoming season is going to have a ton of big changes coming with it, including a massive overhaul to the Overwatch 2 competitive system, along with some pretty significant gameplay changes for various heroes, a brand spanking new battle pass, new map, and maybe even the opportunity to play the next upcoming hero Venture a little bit early. So let's go ahead and jump right on into things. First and foremost, talking about the start date for Season 9, which will be Tuesday, February 13th. Yes, it is coming up very quickly, roughly mid-February, so if you're lagging a bit behind on your current Season 8 Battle Pass and want to get it done in time, make sure you have it done by the 13th, because that is when the Season 8 Battle Pass will come to an end, and we'll be kicking off Season 9. Now, getting into the actual juicy details of Season 9, well, there's a ton to talk about with the competitive changes and everything else that's coming. First and foremost, I do want to talk a little bit about what we know regarding the season's Battle Pass theme, mythic skin, and things along those sort of lines. So unfortunately at the moment, Blizzard hasn't actually disclosed what the theme of this upcoming season is going to be just yet. We do have a couple of hints of what it could possibly be, given that back at BlizzCon 2023, Overwatch 2 game director Aaron Keller mentioned that in 2024, we would see season Battle Pass themes consisting of Egyptian mythology, eldritch horror, witches, and mirror universes, among other things. So any one of these could end up being the season Battle Pass theme for Season 9, or maybe not. It might be one of the ones he didn't mention at BlizzCon, in which case it could be basically anything. But for me personally, I'd be really excited if we ended up seeing it be the mirror universe theme, where heroes become villains and villains become heroes. And I know I'm not the only one who's enticed by that idea, so hopefully that'll be something we see in Season 9, but maybe that'll be coming a bit later. We will just have to wait and see on that front. Getting into these skins specifically though, of course there's going to be a new season mythic skin coming in Season 9, and while once again Blizzard hasn't said which hero exactly is going to be getting it, we do have some pretty strong evidence suggesting that it's going to be for a support hero. Now, since the start of Overwatch 2, we've seen Blizzard stick to a fairly routine cycle when it comes to which heroes actually get mythic skins in any given season, with them always giving a mythic skin to a damage, tank, and support hero before any one of those roles goes on to get another mythic skin. Thus far, 3 damage heroes have gotten mythics, as have 3 tanks, but only 2 support heroes, which means, assuming Blizzard sticks to this same sort of cycle, the Season 9 mythic skin is almost certainly going to be for a support hero. Now, as for which support exactly it's going to end up being is anyone's guess at this point. More than anything, it's going to probably tie into the theming of this season's Battle Pass, since we always see the mythic skin tie in very closely with whatever that theme ends up being. So once again, we're gonna have to wait and see what Blizzard has in store for us, but if you happen to play a lot of support heroes, then this might be your season to finally get your favorite hero's mythic skin. Now, before I move on to talking about the competitive changes, there is one final thing I'd like to touch on here, which is that, talking about BlizzCon 2023, another thing they discussed during that event was that in 2024, we are going to see some significant changes to Battle Passes starting this year. And with Season 9 being the first season actually starting in 2024, it's possible we actually start to see some of these changes coming in Season 9. Now, again, Blizzard hasn't delved too deep into what exactly these changes are going to end up being. The big one they touched on at BlizzCon is that newer players will get the opportunity to unlock older mythic skins, like that Season 1 Cyber Demon Genji skin, by completing later battle passes. So it's possible we see this starting in Season 9. Again, this isn't anything we have confirmed just yet. Maybe this is something we won't even see until the latter half of 2024, but it is worth considering that it's something we might end up seeing, and for all we know, there could be other major changes coming to the Battle Pass, so we shall see. But moving on now to those big, juicy, competitive changes. Yes, these are probably going to be the big, true shining star of Season 9. Competitive is basically getting a complete and total overhaul. This is something they outlined pretty heavily at BlizzCon 2023, so I just wanted to delve into all the important details pertaining to it now that we're actually coming up on Season 9 and the overhaul of competitive. So first and foremost, one of the things that'll be coming in Season 9 is that they'll be doing away with the need to get a certain number of wins or losses between each competitive update. Rather than having having the screen which tracks your wins and losses, now they're going to have what is called the competitive overview screen, which shows up at the end of every single competitive match you play. This screen will give you a detailed breakdown of how you actually moved over the course of that match, giving you specific information about what caused you to rank up or down and why, thus giving you a far more detailed and comprehensive look into how you're actually progressing as a competitive player. Additionally, in Season 9, there will be a total rank reset, meaning you're going to have to redo placements to actually get ranked at the start of this season and going into other seasons beyond, which some people might like, other people might dislike. It'll, I think, more than anything depend on where you actually end up placing upon doing those placements and getting your new rank, but ideally it'll help to balance things out, particularly for people who've been sort of stuck in an off area for a while and need to get sort of re-established with their proper ranking competitive. Additionally, they're also going to be adding another tier to the ranked system beyond Grandmaster called Ultimate. At this time, we don't know what the icon for this Ultimate rank is going to look like or how exactly it's going to correspond to the other ranks beneath it, but there is a new higher rank for you hardcore competitive players to aim for, even beyond Grandmaster now. There's also going to be the addition of new competitive focused weapon skins, which can be unlocked by earning competitive points starting in Season 9. These are the Emerald weapons, which have a sort of green jewel look to them. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't think they look as good as the gold weapons, but at the very least, they're a new type of weapon for people to collect and unlock, especially for those die-hard competitive players out there who maybe already have all the existing golden guns. Also in Season 9, they're going to be removing the competitive challenges, which are what would basically give you the payout at the end of the season and your final rank, and replacing it with a new dedicated page which focuses on displaying your progression and giving a more comprehensive look at how you're actually progressing through competitive and what sort of payout and end of season rewards you can expect to get. The idea here is to basically simplify and make it more comprehensible, since the existing competitive challenges we've had up to Season 9 admittedly haven't been terribly intuitive, so it's nice to see them working on this as well. And the last major thing they've announced thus far to be coming in the competitive overhaul is a change to grouping restrictions when it comes to competitive. They're more or less doing away with competitive grouping restrictions entirely, which means if you're a diamond player and you have a really good friend you want to play with who's down in silver or bronze, well, now the system is going to better accommodate groups like this with a brand new matchmaking structure which can accommodate for groups who have a far wider range skill gap like that. The idea for this is to allow more people to play together, give them a better gameplay experience, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people do just really want to play Overwatch with their friends, even if it's competitive, and so having those grouping restrictions really limited people's ability to do that. So I'm glad to see that Blizzard is opening it up to make it more accessible and open to people who want to play with other friends. And while this presumably could lead to some matchmaking troubles in the process of doing this, I'm excited to see how it plays out and what it leads to in terms of letting people play together in competitive. Beyond just competitive though, the Overwatch devs have also acknowledged that there will be a multitude of gameplay changes coming to all modes in Season 9. Now, they haven't really talked too much about what all these entail just yet, although the one they have brought up certainly triggered quite the intrigue from the Overwatch community, I suppose you could say, which is that starting in Season 9, all heroes are going to gain a version of the support healing passive. That means even if you're playing Genji or Reinhardt, if you're out of combat and have taken damage, you'll slowly regenerate that health outside of combat. Now, they haven't specified too many details about this. We don't know the exact numbers of the healing or anything, but they did mention that it's going to be a weaker version of the support passive. So if you think about the existing support passive and how that works, it's going to be even less than that, which isn't a ton of healing, but at least should be a nice way to sort of offset the duties of the supports, and that they're not going to have to focus on touching up that Widowmaker who's minus 7 HP way in the back. They can just focus on keeping on the front line, and the Widow will just heal herself by avoiding taking damage. Now, the response to Blizzard announcing this change coming in Season 9 seemed to be largely negative, with a lot of people thinking it's going to be some OP healing mechanic that every hero is going to get and is going to negate the need for supports to even exist at all. And while maybe that ends up being the case, that's not the impression I personally have gotten from it. More than anything, I'm sort of intrigued to see how this mechanic plays into things. And and am holding my own judgment on whether or not it's broken or stupid or unnecessary until we've actually gotten to play with it a bit. For all we know, it might actually end up streamlining the whole process of playing Overwatch, and maybe a few months from now we'll all see it as one of the best decisions Blizzard has made. I don't know. Certainly it's something that I'm eager to see how it plays out going forward, and is a change that'll be coming in Season 9. As for the other gameplay and hero changes that'll be coming in this upcoming season, well, it seems like Blizzard is planning to talk a bit more about them leading up to Season 9 starting, so be sure to stay tuned. I will be doing videos discussing those once those do get announced and outlining all the details on them. But that note takes us then to the final part of this video discussing Season 9, which is the other sort of miscellaneous changes and new content we can expect to be coming in this upcoming season. First and foremost, something new which I haven't seen many people talk about, and I think that's because it's sort of gotten swept under the rug in light of all the competitive changes that have been discussed. But given that Season 9 is an odd numbered season, we should in fact be getting a new map added to the game this season. With the exception of Season 5, which was sort of offset by Season 6 being this huge content update, every odd numbered season since the launch of Overwatch 2 has introduced a new map. And while Blizzard hasn't said anything specifically about what this new map for Season 9 may end up being, we did see at BlizzCon 2023 images of what appear to be a Peruvian push map that may be coming sometime in 2024, so it's possible that this ends up being the map we get in Season 9. Or it could just as easily be a completely different map which we've never seen or heard of before. We don't know anything about the location of the map specifically, or what mode it might necessarily end up being, but unless Blizzard decides to pull another Season 5 for some reason, we should be expecting to get a new map in this upcoming season. Additionally, despite Season 9 not being a season that launches a new hero, we may still actually get the opportunity to play the next new upcoming hero sometime during Season 9. This was discussed in a Polygon interview with Overwatch hero designer Alec Dawson, where they discussed Malga's early gameplay trial during BlizzCon weekend back in November, and how successful that was not only for the community getting to play the new hero early, but also for the developers to get early insight into his balance and things that might need to be changed leading up to his actual release in Season 8. And in this interview, Alec Dawson mentioned that they're eager to try something like this again, and that they could actually end up seeing Venture, the next upcoming new hero, who's a damage hero that's supposed to be releasing in Season 10, available to play in a similar sort of trial sometime during Season 9. Now, this isn't set in stone. It's not guaranteed that we're going to actually get to play Venture early, but it is something that Blizzard is seemingly interested in doing at the very least, and could be an exciting way to build up hype for the new hero while also giving Blizzard a bit of data to work with leading up to them actually releasing as a hero in the game proper. Again, no guarantee that this trial will end up happening, but if it does, it will be happening during Season 9. And the last thing I'd like to touch on here today for Season 9 is future quick play hacked events. Yes, the quick play hacked event, Quicker Play, was a rather interesting experiment on Blizzard's part. It seemed to garner quite the mixed reaction from the community. Personally, I found it to be quite fun, but it definitely had its flaws, and I don't think it's suitable at the very least yet to be a replacement for normal quick play. But Blizzard has said that there will be more quick play hacked events coming not only in Season 8, but also in Season 9, with Quicker Play specifically, the sped up version of quick play, making a return sometime in Season 9 with a tweaked rule set to try and fix some of the pain points that the mode introduced. Again, we don't have any specific details on this, we don't know when exactly it's going to be coming back around, but it does seem that Blizzard is interested in continuing to do these quick play hacked events going forward into Season 9, and who knows what sort of exciting variants of quick play we might end up seeing going forward. That does it though for everything we know so far leading up to Overwatch 2 Season 9. The season is fast approaching, and given that Season 8 has been a bit of a dull season, I think, by a lot of people's standards, I think there's a lot of hype leading up to Season 9, especially with those competitive changes. So I would love to hear your thoughts on all this in the comments down below. Is there something you're specifically excited for in Season 9? Maybe you're eager to try the overhauled competitive system, or maybe you just want to see who gets the mythic skin this time around. Either Either way though, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always, be sure to subscribe, hit up that bell icon, come follow me on X, and join my Discord server to hang out and never miss any of my future Overwatch 2 news, streams, and other content. And special thanks to my YouTube channel members who help make these videos possible. If you'd like to join them to earn some cool rewards, then just hit that join button down below. Otherwise, this is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.